evening, and welcome to the war, the information war. I'm D-Lake for Prez. Tonight, Barack Obama threatens Hollywood filmmakers. That's right. Let's check out the article on Infowars.com. Here we go. Screen share. It's just that easy. There we go. Obama tells his Hollywood allies to cut movie violence. You better cut all the violence in that movie, pal. Obama told his donor, Katzenberg, to think long and hard about profitable gun violence in movies. Now, if my mother or father or teacher or higher authority told me that I better think long and hard about something, that implies there's going to be some kind of consequences if I push the boundaries, if I go too far. Wouldn't you think? Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. You better think long and hard before you think you're going to do that. You know what I mean? Well, that's the way Barack talks. You better think long and hard, pal. Obama told donor Katzenberg to think long and hard about profitable gun violence movies. Okay. Now, if it's a movie with gun violence, but it's not very profitable, you know, you don't really have to think so hard. The article by Kurt Nimmo, November 16th. Oh, well, it was the top headline, but I guess it came out 10 days ago. Anyways, Obama visited Hollywood on Tuesday during a fundraiser swing and a fundraising swing. Well, what's he raising funds for? He's already been reelected. And urged executives and employees to think long and hard. Oh, and the employees and the executives now. Let's take a look at this. And you'll notice Sylvester Stallone right here with a gun. It can't be pointed at the camera any longer on movie posters, so I've heard. And the subtitle here, or sub-tagline, Violent Films Dominate Hollywood's Cinematic Offerings. Do they dominate? I think it's a pretty fair and equal balance of all kinds of movies, if you ask me. But when Obama visited that Hollywood fundraising swing and urged the executives and employees to think long and hard about gun violence messages in movies, he said, quote, "Gotta make sure that we're not glorifying it." He told an audience at DreamWorks. DreamWorks? Yeah. Hollywood leans heavily on violence in movies to entertain audiences. Earlier this month, it was reported that a study to be published in the December issue of Pediatrics found that PG-13 movies are now more violent than rated R movies. Bullshit. That cannot be true. That's got to be extremely false. Look, okay, it's rant time. Because I've talked about PG-13 movies and how I hate them. And how I remember being 12 and a half years old when PG-13 came out. And it was Conan the Destroyer was the first movie that I remember being rated PG-13. And I'd already seen Conan the Barbarian rated R with all kinds of sword play and violence. Guy gets his head cut off at the end. There's titties. When I was a little kid, I could tell you every single rated R movie that had breasts or nudity. Especially breasts, titties, boobs. As a little kid, you know? I see this movie contains extreme violence and language and nudity and maybe some sex scenes and also bloody, gory violence or extreme giant robot violence. I'm down for that. But the Pediatrics found that PG-13 movies are now more violent than rated R movies. Quote, violent encounters with guns occur on average more than twice an hour in the bestsellers in both ratings categories, according to researchers who worked with support from the Annenberg Public Policy Center at the University of Pennsylvania, and the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. Well, those foundations and centers and universities are wasting people's money because there's no way that PG-13 is more violent than rated R. Okay, you might see the same amount of guns. You might see the same amount of guns, but you're not going to see any bloodshed. Okay, PG-13 movies can't have blood spray or splatter or punctures in any way. They can't even barely have blood running. Just, I mean, barely, like one little drip of line of blood that's already there. A scrape on the head, but nothing oozing out of it. You can't have anything like spurting. Okay? PG-13 movies, the language is also curbed, but they can say the F word at least once in the movie if it's in a proper context. Go ask Wolverine. They can say asshole, dickhead, dick, bitch, and boobs and tits and ass. They can say all that. Okay? The rant's is gonna keep continuing here, so stay tuned. Here comes some more. Oh, the next paragraph. In response to complaints about violence, Senator Joe Lieberman, the Connecticut Independent, has proposed a bill that would allow the government to fine companies that advertise violent movies to children. Okay, look. PG-13 is for kids over 13. Are those children? Yes. What's a movie like that going to be? Well, how about G.I. Joe? How about the Transformers? Okay? Well, let me tell you the difference, first of all, between G.I. Joe and Transformers. In G.I. Joe, you have humans. In Transformers, you have robots. And PG-13 filmmakers figured out a long time ago that when it comes to robots and aliens, we can kill them. They're robots. So we're not necessarily killing them. We're deactivating them. We're breaking them apart. Aliens, they're not humans. We can do whatever we want with them. That's why when that center talks about guns in PG-13 movies, yeah, how many of those guns shot bullets and how many of those guns shot lasers or pulse beams or heat rays or something that just sort of makes you just disintegrate and explode into sparkles, but not have puncturing blood wounds? Do I want to see more realistic Rambo-type violence? Yes. One of my most favorite movies of all times is The Predator. Okay? And that movie is filled with big buff guys with big gigantic guns and all kinds of gun spray. And an alien. And we can mess up that alien any way we want till he bleeds green blood. And if he bleeds, we can kill him. You got that? We can kill it. It's not a him, it's an it. It's a predator. Kill that thing. But here, a movie like Rambo or G.I. Joe, we're going to fight humans. And now, in Rambo, you're going to see legs break and bones coming out of the skin. G.I. Joe, you're not going to see that. Okay? Even back in the day, growing up, watching the cartoons, they had guns, but they shot lasers because they could get away with that. So, look, I'm going to continue here. I'm going to keep on going. Obama, because I have a lot of things I want to say, but I'm going to try to do it in a logical order. Obama owes a big favor, a big favor, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, to DreamWorks CEO, Chief Executive Officer, Jeffrey Katzenberg. Oh, does he now? The film industry mogul, Jeffrey Katzenberg, has donated extensively to Obama and Democrat super PACs. Katzenberg is one of Obama's most generous donors. So important is Katzenberg to Team Obama. In August, the president held a non-scheduled private dinner with the former chairman of the Walt Disney Studios at a Los Angeles hotel. That's right. Katzenberg broke off from Disney to start DreamWorks. Let's take a look here at am I on screen? No. Let's take a look here at Jeffrey Katzenberg. Okay? Jeffrey Katzenberg was born in 1950 in New York. He is a producer known for Shrek, Shrek 2, Chicken Run. Here he is on IMDb. There he is. He's best known for Shrek, Shrek 2, Chicken Run, and Prince of Egypt. Jeffrey, you're going to want to think long and hard before you incorporate any guns, weaponry, semi-automatics, assault rifles, or anything of that nature in the next Shrek movie. Okay? Faced with criticism that Obama is playing favorites with big league donors, look, he would never do that. Josh Earnest, the White House principal deputy press secretary, rolled out a response. Quote, DreamWorks obviously is a thriving business and is creating lots of jobs in Southern California. You mean Hollywood? He said, and the fact of the matter is, Mr. Katzenberg's support for the president's policies has no bearing on our decision to visit here. Rather, it's an opportunity. Hey. In January, members of Congress accused Obama of hypocrisy on the issue of gun violence in movies after he signed a number of executive actions the administration claimed would reduce gun violence. So look, we need to take gun violence and awesome gun movie violence out of all of D-Lake's favorite movies. You know what my favorite director is of all time? Quentin Tarantino. To my knowledge, he has never made a PG-13 movie. He only makes rated R movies. All his movies have a bunch of F words and nigger words and guns and gun violence and torture and rape. And not that I'm like, oh yeah, please, I want to see a snuff film. I want to see a creative artist make a creative movie, not be held down by boundaries. Look, I want to see a rated R Deadpool movie, if you're familiar with the comic book character Deadpool. But Marvel's not going to let that happen because they're with Disney now. Okay? One of the kick-ass things about the early Blade was all the blood and all the violence. How are you going to make a war movie without gun violence? Huh? By using drones and new lasers and futuristic Mission Impossible bullcrap weapons that exist, but, you know. When I see horror movies or war movies that are rated PG-13, I'm pretty much just like, nah. I don't know. That's just me, though. But I'm gonna protect my kids from seeing that stuff until they're old enough. And if they happen, like I did, to see an awesome movie like Conan the Barbarian or The Terminator or The Predator before they're 18, and those were rated R movies, if my kid happens to see that before they're 18, and I find out about it, I'm going to say, well, how was it? What'd you like about it? I heard, you know, I know about all the movies, so I'll be like, I heard that, you know, there was like a lot of violence, or there was like a pretty risque sex scene in that movie, kid. I mean, you know, I know you better than the Motion Picture Association of America, so I might be like, maybe this one was okay because it's kind of fantasy-based, but maybe this one, maybe like you should wait till you're a little bit older. And it's like, oh, well, they already saw it, D-Lake. And it's like, okay, well, then, you know, you realize that that's a movie and that's fantasy and that's, you know, I mean, if I come home and they're watching porno at 13 or something, that's gonna have me pretty upset, and they're gonna probably be in trouble for that. But I'm talking about Hollywood production movies here, big budget flicks, and don't tell me that PG-13 is slowing down in any way, because all the movies and all the superhero movies, man, they're not gonna make them rated R like they should. Some of them, The Punisher should be rated R. I think a Daredevil movie that was rated R would be badass. Spider-Man, PG-13. Captain America, PG-13. Even though he manages to be firing guns all over the movie, because it takes place back in World War II. So how are you going to have guns and stuff without that? You know? I just watched Superman. All kinds of guns. They had real military guys with the guns. Guns blasting. What was the White House Down? Was that PG-13 or rated R? I know that Olympus Has Fallen was rated R, and I thought that one was better. So I have to check that. But look at DreamWorks. Aren't they the ones that made the one movie where it's an animated cartoon movie for kids, advertised to kids, and one of the characters is homosexual, and he's a flaming fairy. The one with like the monsters or something. I can't remember the name.
D-Lake. It's acceptable now. That is acceptable.
Look, no. Welcome to the show, Bo, everybody. Bo, thank you Thank you for joining me. Look, Bo, everybody. There he is. Bo, were you listening in? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, gun violence in mainstream movies.
What are some of your favorite movies, and do you like or appreciate any violent movies?
Well, I mean the first one. No, it wasn't the first Punisher, but the most recent Punisher, not Warzone, just regular Punisher. That was a pretty violent movie, and that was a good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you like Warzone or no?
Let me finish this. I love the Punisher, man. Let me finish this article real fast. Let me see. In January, members of Congress accused him of the hypocrisy. I already talked about that part. We go back to the screen for the last two little mini paragraphs here. The article, again, by Kurt Nimmo on Infowars.com. I think they messed up on the date, though. He gave his coziest Hollywood contributors a free pass. Representative Kevin Brady, a Texas Republican, told a Houston radio station, quote, "And if there's one industry I think that makes the most money off of glorifying violence, it's that industry." Obama told the crowd at DreamWorks the film industry is an asset for a depressed economy. Entertainment is one of the bright spots of the economy, he said. Yeah, so keep your damn big government, greedy, grubby hands off it, and don't tell the filmmakers how to make movies, pal. Look, if you want to go talk to anybody about gun violence in movies and having them creeping into PG-13s or appealing or advertising to a younger audience, then go talk to the Motion Picture Association of America, because I know that there's plenty of directors that'll tell you that they've had to cut their movies and change their movies around, Bo, so that they wouldn't receive an NC-17 or rated R if they were going for PG-13. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bo.
And that also would ruin their chances of actually making more money, so they actually had to downcut the film through the violence so then it would be accepted as a PG-13 for a larger audience.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't understand, Bo. Because they've already pussyified America with PG-13, and it's been going on for like 20 years now. Mm-hmm. That financially, and it's using the money to vote. That's what we should be doing in this country, is using our dollars to vote. That's why when a rated R violent gun movie comes out, it makes so much damn money, because people are starving for it, pal. They want more of that. But you're turning us into a bunch of little babies and little thumb-sucking babies.
Correct.
Hey, Bo, when you see what are some of the things that you look for? Do you read the rating of a movie before you watch it? It says this movie is rated R or rated PG-13 and may contain, language, minor language, major language, adult language,
sexual
sex, nudity.
Yeah, stuff like that. Gun violence. No, it doesn't say that.
No, it does. I've seen ones that say that. Gun violence. It'll say that. And the PG, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone right now, I dare you to. The PG-13 titles have been getting more and more descriptive in terms of what is going to be included in the movie. It'll be like this, that, and one sort of questionable scene. So anyways, I just thought it was so laughable that Obama is gonna tell the director of Shrek, to avoid gun violence in movies, and he's telling it to all the people there at DreamWorks. But here is let me see. Oh, my screen's messing up. Here are 8 insights into Barack Obama's pulp culture tastes. Okay, the Commander-in-Chief loves Homeland, not a violent show. Jay-Z never raps about gun violence. And as proven by a recently released photo, classic Star Trek, those use phasers, earning the giddy approval of the cultural elite. The Vulcan salute, he knows how to do it, live long and prosper. He sneaks in episodes of Homeland in between games on ESPN. He loves Modern Family and Boardwalk Empire, not violent at all. He called The Wire, also no gun violence on there, the greatest show of all time. Oh, it's an HBO crime drama? His Spotify playlist is impressive. Whatever that is, a bunch of music. Bruce Springsteen. He likes R&B. Oh, wow. He hates the Kardashians. No, he doesn't. He likes big butts. He's into hip-hop music, especially he's a Jay-Z super fan who raps about how I had to roll up and cap a nigga. And then number 8, his favorite movies are The Godfather and The Godfather 2, but not number 3, which I think was probably PG-13 and not rated R like the first two, which include massive gun violence scenes of people getting shot down in the streets.
Yeah, of course. I mean, without any gun violence, that movie would be nothing.
Bo, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Let me hear it, D-Lake.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse. I can't really do a good Marlon Brando, but whatever.
In the family business.
What are some of your favorite movies and music, Bo? And is any of it have any gun violence in there?
Public Enemy, of course. Suicidal tendencies, I know you guys say that a lot on here. Oh, I love Bruce Springsteen. Because he loves a... No, I hate Bruce Springsteen. Too political. I don't know. Well, of course, like...
have you seen any good movies lately?
Yeah, I mean... God Forgives, I watched that just a few minutes before you guys went live.
Only God Forgives?
Yeah, and that was, at the end was a twist. What, did he get his arms cut off? Did he not get his arms cut off?
Was the whole thing a dream, or like his way of thinking, or like, it was really subliminal, metaphorical, allegorical? I was saying, I watched it last weekend. Not as violent as I thought it would be, actually.
Yeah, it was less violent, and could it possibly?
Is that because of Obama?
Yeah, probably. Could it have been all a lucid dream for him?
All the colors and the motion and everything did sort of feel like a lucid dream, and there was even that sort of kind of like a time displacement where it seemed like he was doing one thing, but then he was doing another thing like the next second. When he was sitting in the was he just sitting there, or was he really touching that girl, or those parts
Right. Was he tied to the chair? Or was he walking around going to that door looking for the captain?
Right. And the preview, just to throw out there too, the preview to that movie was freaking amazing and awesome. I thought it was really great, and the movie wasn't as hyped up and as exciting looking as the movie turned out to be. Would you agree?
I would have to say, yeah, it was semi a letdown. It was I thought it was going to be cool. He was going to be beating up a bunch of people and doing his revenge thing, kind of like he did in Drive. But in Drive was also the same kind of way.
Yeah, excuse me there. I was setting up a little bit of sound here, Bo. Yeah, same. Whoop. Getting funky with it.
That's all right.
Oh, same director there, and not quite the same revenge type movie as say Only God as Drive was.
That's good.
All right, Bo.
Yes.
Let's give the listeners real quick. If you want to mute your mic, I'm going to play the Only God Forgives official trailer here.
Got it.
I like the Red Band trailer. I think was the one I really liked. But let's give this one a shot. I guess I need screen share, right? That I was on screen share. All right, Bo. Can you talk over these commercials real quick?
Yeah, I mean, Only God Forgives. It's a pretty good movie. It just slow at times and sometimes it goes, but
yeah, the slowness felt like it was building up to something. Okay, here it comes, and then it seemed like so many of the parts where it's like here it comes. I was like, wait, that's not what I thought was coming.
Yeah, and when he's fighting the sheriff guy, you think he's just gonna be totally whoop on him, but then it never happens.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Oh look, okay, wait. Rated R for strong bloody violence, including grisly images, sexual content, and language. I was like, hell yeah, let's watch this one. Here we go. Let's watch it.
Ask him why he killed my brother.
ใครจ้างให้มึงฆ่าพี่ชาย Did you get the guy that did it?
It's a little more complicated than that, but...
As I told you, hasn't it? There's someone else involved. Some cop.
You can't go around getting cops anymore. I know after
Oh, gun violence.
I'd never ask you again. Don't let him hurt me.
Looks like a lot of gun violence. Better think long and hard about that, Bo.
Don't worry. I'll find him.
Oh, swordplay.
And then we'll kill him.
Yeah, want to fight?
He's coming after me next.
I want his head on a fucking platter!
Protect me.
You wanna fight? I'm just here for him.
Alright. Bo, that was pretty much the best part where he's like, want to fight?
Yeah, that was.
But the trailer was cut up so it was different than the way that it actually happened in the movie, and I think that's one of the things we were saying. But a rated R movie right there, folks. People are seeing it. A lot of people are seeing it because it's rated R.
Right. I thought the soundtrack was the best, probably, along with the colors.
Yeah. This
On what she said.
What did she say?
She said to kill them all.
yeah, that music is tight.
Pains me to say this to you. He's a very dangerous boy.
Unless you're the police chief captain who kicks a little bit more ass than he does, huh?
Right.
Bo, have you seen anything else good recently? I won't play any more previews because I don't want to get in any copyright trouble. Because not only does Barack warn you not to, Hollywood filmmakers, he threatens filmmakers to think long and hard before they make violent movies that, ironically, seem to be his favorite. I wonder if he meets with Jay-Z, one of his campaign donor helpers there, and says, "Hey Jay-Z, maybe you should not use the N-word so much. Maybe you should have less gun violence in your rap lyrics. Don't you think that would be a good idea? Let me tell everyone how to do their goddamn job. Well, I don't do mine. That's not hypocrisy, but what do you think?"
Recently, I think Obama said something about saying like he hates Jay-Z or something like that. I think that was recently in the headlines.
Oh, now he hates Jay-Z?
Oh, Kanye West, sorry.
No, yeah, he doesn't like Kanye West, thinks he's a jackass. And Kanye came out and said, you know what? I don't support this guy anymore. I'm sick and tired of him. I'm done with him. That's what he said. I'm done with him. And then of course, though, I'm going to bring up my newfound not liking Barack feelings on a radio show the day before I release my new video with Kim Kardashian that everyone's going to parody like James Franco and Seth Rogen. That's pretty funny. Hey, speaking of James Franco and Seth Rogen and like Pineapple Express, right? Bo, did you know in Hollywood movie productions that all your favorite weed smoking movies, that they can't smoke real weed? They don't smoke real weed in those movies.
Yeah. What about
they have to smoke fake weed.
What about Cheech and Chong? Was that all fake?
Huh. I don't know how far back it goes. I mean, my theory is even if they have to smoke fake weed on set for some Hollywood rules, I mean, they're definitely smoking the real weed before they smoke the fake weed, so it doesn't taste as bad, right?
Right. So so that it doesn't come off weird either. But this gun violence, Obama.
Yeah.
telling everybody what to do.
I'm smoking real weed. But see, yeah, no, James Franco didn't smoke weed, but he played like a fucking drug dealer, and like, yeah, so he used like fake, I don't know, fake eye reddening stuff and make your eyes glassy, so it looked like he was all stoned, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple other things in the news today, Bo. I mean, this whole deal with Iran. I was waiting for Court to jump in because he said he was going to bring an interesting sort of tie-in type article to the table. He said it was posted on the Media Speaks. I don't really want to steal his thunder if he's still going to join us today. But Bo, did you see anything good in the news today that we could talk about as far as news? Unless you had something else that you wanted to say as far as rated R and PG-13 movies and Obama telling Hollywood that they should think long and hard about making movies with gun violence and glorifying gun violence in some way. I would think concocting a fake story like Sandy Hook would be promoting gun violence, but maybe that's just me. Sorry. Go ahead, Bo.
Yeah, just you. No, I don't really have much right now. I'm actually just checking on Drudge Report, see if there's any good stuff.
Was it a slow news day? How do you feel about this Iran deal? Do you know anything about that?
No, actually I haven't. I just recently heard about that. I haven't really got into it. What do you got on that?
Well, how do you feel about negotiating and diplomacy as opposed to just going to war?
Yeah, I mean, I heard a little bit about it on the radio, how they want certain things, and it's just, I think in the end it's gonna have to, there is going to be war. That's what's gonna happen.
I think this is one of those fake agreements that makes it look like America is trying to do the right thing, but like Israel and Saudi Arabia don't agree with it. And if those guys don't agree with it and want to like do anything to Iran, I say we just, I kind of say we let them. But at the same time, like, I don't want nuclear bombs, and I certainly don't want anyone threatening America. So, look, I'm the last of the isolationists. I would prefer that our borders look like gigantic, taller than the Wall of China walls, and just like we just stayed here, made our shit the best and the greatest, and everyone else can just stay out, and if they want to kill each other outside our walls, go for it, but you're not getting anywhere near us, and our shit's going to be the best, and you're going to want it. And we're not going to want anything from China. We're going to tell those bastards to go to hell. And they're going to be like, you owe us a lot of money, and I'm going to be like, I don't care, because we're not paying you shit, pal. D-like for Prez.
Yeah, a recent thing, when the U.S. and Iran were starting talking, the president of Iran didn't have a Facebook or a Twitter. Immediately following that, he had a Facebook and a Twitter. Little.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That
is hilarious. Does he have 1,000 fake followers? Did he go through Mr. Vladimir or whatever, the fake account guy?
Yeah, having a bunch of trolls on his side.
Yeah. Dude, I posted an article to Kyle's page the other day about fake, like, these people that make like a crap ton of money on Twitter by creating fake accounts. The guy's got like a dozen computers, and he stays occupied tweeting, retweeting, posting, reposting, putting out all kinds of Twitter stuff for other people and makes money. Pardon me, Bo, I was drinking and smoking. I'm getting a little gassy here. Oh, that's another thing. You can't smoke cigarettes on PG-13 movies. Did you know that?
Not know that.
Yeah, you can only say the F word like one time, but you can say other words. Like, you can say asshole like 3 times. But Bo, I mean, seriously, all these issues that Barack's talking about, whether it's gun violence, gay themes, you know, you can't have there's even bestiality in movies. Not full on, but they joke about like, oh yeah, we went to the donkey club in TJ. You know, where it looks like a guy's getting like humped by like a donkey or something.
I'm just looking up tweets from the Iran president. Hashtag Iran talks progress in such a way that rights of Iranian nation to peaceful nuclear energy and enrichment were acknowledged by world powers. I don't know. That seems kind of weird. Okay, back to you. Sorry.
Well, I think that's awesome because I mean, everyone should have a Twitter account.
I don't have a Twitter account, but maybe I should get on that. Now,
I got one, but I got one just not even that long ago. Kyle talked me into it, but I never use it. I'm on Facebook a lot. I mean, I use that as my social network. And I just want to say, and this, Bo, I'm about to wrap up the show here.
Sounds great.
All right, cool. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for jumping in to talk movies. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about movies before we wrap it up. But right here near the end, I want to give a shout out to Sam I.B. DeGangi of The Correct Views, my co-reporter at The Media Speaks. Sam did a full video this morning that's posted on a new channel apparently, Kyle D. Lake, or Kyle Court de Lake, our like official name, and Google keeps trying to make our name different than the channel, and like I had to make sure that I was using YouTube as The Media Speaks before I went to my Google Plus to start the Hangout that'll be broadcast on YouTube, and I want it to be broadcast in the right place. But there's this new assignment at Google to get everybody that uses YouTube to also use Google. And now you have to have like a Google account to comment, and they change the way that the comments are, and they're changing the way everything is, and it's just all messed up. And if Google takes over Facebook, the internet is over. I mean, we're just done.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean,
and freaking Chrome, like I'm using Chrome for this account and Firefox for my other account. I'm telling you, Google is the one that corrupted, like anything that I want to use Google on Firefox is like messed up and wrong, and the YouTube doesn't come up right on there anymore. So I have to use Chrome so that it shows up properly and works right.
Yeah, and they're supposedly saying, oh, this is so people don't get bullied and they have to use their real names and blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. Yeah. It's just screwing up the whole thing.
That whole real name thing is a joke, too, because, I mean, I'm Facebook friends with Trashy McNasty and Booty McWonderpie and all these, like, fake names and stuff, and, like, that's not their real name. But when I first signed up for Facebook, like, 6 years ago, I used the alias that I was using on my MySpace, and they said, that doesn't sound like a real name, give us your real name. I'm serious.
But how do they determine what a real name is?
It just didn't sound like a real name, but the truth of the matter is they had my IP address, and they're like, nothing is in this name, so it doesn't seem like a real name. Yeah, the reason it doesn't seem like a real name is because the NSA was that advanced 6 years ago.
Right.
How do you feel about the NSA spying, and how do you feel about a post like, how do you feel about the, Bo, how do you feel about the posts on themediaspeaks.com? I noticed that you like some of them, and kind of a lot of times you like what we post. Is that correct?
Yeah, I read a lot of what you guys do, put up, and then I follow up. I look up other articles from other people and just keep growing from that and stuff.
All right. Well, I was hoping Anthony Court would jump in and join us on tonight's show. He had a lot to do, though. He was sounding really busy when I talked to him earlier. But he wanted to get into this Hollywood Fight Club producer was Israeli spy with nuclear script, which I haven't even checked out. I think it sounds fascinating and interesting. Another one of the team members posted U.S. government profits from student loans in 2013 surpassed $41 billion. Another team member posted family. We tipped gay server, didn't leave note. Oh, I read that article the other day. That yeah, about people leaving notes like, you're obviously gay and I don't like your lifestyle, so no tip for you. That's like the worst thing you could do. Look at this one. Ed Snowden destroys President Obama in one surprising poll. 100% Edward Snowden, 0 votes for Barack Obama.
Looking good for him.
Wait, Time Magazine? Oh, it's on benswan.com? Let's take a look at it. I like Ben Swan. I don't really like his, is it going to load? I don't really like his new logo. What is this bee in like a weird football shape or on a plate? Bee Swan? I don't know. You could do better than that, Ben. Every year, Time Magazine's editors choose their Person of the Year. Last year, it was, President Obama who took the title. Oh. Wasn't Hitler Time Magazine's Person of the Year before?
1937, probably.
The choice is most always purely political. As so, it should be taken with a grain of salt. However, each year Time releases a poll which asks its audience to choose between many different candidates. Candidates are pitted against one another. And this year, President Obama faces NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden. The president's second term has been less than a plague of misfortune, surrounded by scandal, secrecy, a total lack of transparency, and failed policy. President Obama's approval ratings have dropped off a cliff. In the modern age of such secrecy and corruption, whistleblowers like Edward Snowden have become digital heroes. If you haven't seen Snowden's face on a meme or in a headline picture, then you clearly aren't alive to the tech age or just haven't been paying attention. Barack Obama versus Edward Snowden. 346,148 people have voiced their opinion. It's 100% Edward Snowden. And I guess I would have to assume that's 0 for Barack there. More than 346. Okay, yeah, so I just said all that. Rand Paul, Vladimir Putin, Bashar al-Assad, Miley Cyrus with 14.1%?
What?
Well, see, they're just going to point out, Edward Snowden got the most, but Miley Cyrus on there? I mean, this can't be taken seriously if Miley Cyrus is on there with her tongue hanging out. And, wait, let's look at Barack's Spotify playlist. It seemed like one of those times when an uncool older relative joins your favorite website. Okay, yeah, so, Arcade Fire, Noah and the Whale, Florence and the Machine. Okay, there's not going to be any, a bunch of hipster crap and garbage. There's not going to be any Miley Cyrus on there.
He probably twerks with Michelle, okay? They probably twerk together.
Yeah. You want to know what's funny? I mean, you could play the Top 40 radio, and I would have zero idea if it was a Miley Cyrus song or any other female singer song. But if you show me a bunch of pictures, I'm like, that's Miley, that's Miley, that's Miley, that's Miley. I mean, I know what she looks like all over the place. I've seen a million pictures of her, but I don't listen to her music, so I couldn't even tell you, like, I know there's a song called Wrecking Ball and a song called something else, but I never listen to the music. I just look at the pictures.
Right. Because that's all. You don't go and listen to a music video, obviously.
I mean, yeah, no, she looks good. I don't know if she can even sing. I know her dad sang the Achy Breaky Heart song. I know that.
Yeah, we know Billy Ray.
I know that song.
Right, of course. But
I don't know.
Yeah, forget it.
The radio plays all the time at my work too, like Top 40 and crap, and I don't know if any of those songs, which ones are Miley Cyrus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when the song is playing, I'm like, I kind of, I know this because it's playing all the time, but I don't know. Unless it's a really good song, I don't invest to find out who it is.
Right.
But I mean, a lot of people that I like the Black Keys. I really like those guys. And one day I was riding in the car with my friend. I'm all, who's this? And he's like, it's the Black Keys. I'm like, man, this is pretty good. And then I went and listened to some more of their stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I like these guys. I bought a couple albums, actually.
Yeah, they kind of had that radio hit, and then, anybody that didn't really like any other stuff, they're just like, forget it. But, I mean, I got into them. A great band.
Yeah, the one with, like, the whistle sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a great one. But if I like something, I'm going to spend money on it. I bought a new Blu-ray player, and I buy cool Blu-rays that I want to watch. I'm looking forward to the Wolverine Director's Cut, which is supposed to come out next week. And I heard that the Director's Cut has more intense Wolverine slashing and stabbing that wasn't acceptable for the PG-13, and that Director's Cut is the one that I'm going to spend my money on. And guess what? Barack Obama. I thought long and hard about that decision, and I'm looking forward next week to buying the Wolverine Director's Cut edition with more slashing action. Shake, shake! That's the show. Welcome to the war. Bo, thank you so much for joining me. I thought it was a great show. There's no way anyone's going to threaten my movie choices, and I encourage all directors to make the most badass movies you can. And look, if the studio wants you to go for PG-13, I say you push it to the limit until the MPAA makes you do 3 or 4 different versions before you get that rating. Push the envelope. Don't be a bunch of pansy wimp-ass pussies.
Exactly. NC-17 for life.
I mean, I like a good rated R. I mean, I don't know if I've even seen an NC-17. And we're separating Hollywood productions from porno or anything like that, or rated X.
Yeah.
But I know that one of my favorite directors, Quentin Tarantino, who I mentioned earlier, actually had a movie. I can't remember which one it was, but he was pushing the envelope on an NC-17 before.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Pulp Fiction. The whole rape scene. I don't know.
Pulp Fiction, yeah, that was. I think that actually was NC-17, and then I forgot what he did.
Well, yeah, he had to probably cut like 1 or 2 things to make it rated R. But all right, guys, thanks so much for joining us on the show. Hey, Bo, people like you on the show. I had to have more viewers today than normal. All right, everyone, check it out and rebroadcast as well on themediaspeaks.com on YouTube. Check out themediaspeaks.com, the website. Check out D. Lake for Prez, David Lake. Also check out Kyle Phillips, Sam Ivita Ganji, and Anthony Court of the Court Report. Everybody have a great night. Peace.
Adios.